Okay, where are the male nurses? My presentation is on why we have so few males in nursing. Right now, men make up only about 11% of nurses in the US. Over the last 5 years, the number of males in nursing has grown. However, it's in proportion to the number of nurses that we have. So, approximately 2.9 million nurses, and 350,000 of those are males. Up until 5 years ago, we were seeing consistent growth, albeit slow, in the percentage of males in nursing, but that has tapered off and stayed at right around 11%. Culturally and historically, males have played a prominent role in nursing across many different countries and many different eras. If you go back and look in India, males were some of the first people to care for the sick. Back in ancient Greece, during wartime, it was men who would care for the wounded on the battlefield. So it's not that men have never been involved in nursing, it's that culturally things have changed. Since the Nightingale era, we have seen that nursing has become predominantly female. Even leading up to the Nightingale era, nursing has been predominantly female. And now, in our day, there are various stigmas and stereotypes for both males and females within nursing. You have the axe or the battle axe. This is the mean nurse. Think Nurse Ratched, the one who doesn't care about how much pain you're in. As long as you're healing, you're good. So that's one stereotype that exists, the emotionally cold nurse. You have the sexy nurse. This is a Blink-182 album cover. If Halloween time, if you look, there's always a sexy nurse costume. And now they have sexy nurse costumes for men. So this is a very strong and deep stigma that runs in our society. You have the drug addict, the nurse who simply diverts fentanyl and gives their patients saline instead of IV pain medications. You see this portrayed in media, and it's talked about quite often. Then you have the male nurse, and I've had experiences with most of these stereotypes, just that I wasn't smart enough to be a doctor, or assuming that I'm only in nursing as a stepping stone to become a doctor, or that I'm gay, or that male nurses are gay or more feminine than males in other professions. So these are all prominent stigmas and stereotypes that exist. And this image came from nursebuff.com, and the nursebuff.com at the bottom is a link to it. So why does it matter that we don't have enough males in nursing? We know that gender expectations and roles exist in our country and in our society. So whether that is the idea that a woman can't be a mechanical engineer or be a computer science major, or that a male can't be a stay-at-home dad or can't be a nurse. These are all things that culturally prevent people from pursuing the line of work that, one, works for them and two, works for their family. So by increasing the number of men in a predominantly female field, it's two heads of the same coin. It's making strides forward in reducing those barricades that exist for males and females across various professions. The solution, from the research that I've seen and from my own personal experience, is one, creating a gender-neutral image for nurses. A nurse is not simply a female. It's not a feminine male. It's not a male who's not smart enough to be a doctor. A nurse is someone who will care for you when you're sick. A nurse is someone who will care for your perhaps dying grandmother or great-grandmother, or your friend who was in a car accident. A nurse isn't necessarily a male or a female. It's someone who is caring, is empathetic, and has a really strong understanding of both, medicine and anatomy and physiology and pathophysiology, and also just how to connect with people. So it's changing the image of nurse. That's, I think, the biggest thing we can do. If you go to Google and go to images and type in nurse, most of the pictures are female. You have to scroll for a while before you get to a male. we need to change that. So when you type in nurse, you have at least more males. I'm not saying we have to have equal 50-50, but more. You have to type in male nurse to get pictures of male nurses. And I had to type in male and female nurse to find a picture that showed two of them together. Another thing that needs to happen is increasing outreach to young males from male nurses in the field. I've had the opportunity to do this with a couple of my little sister's friends or people I know who are going through high school and talk about nursing, and has greatly changed their perception of what a nurse is. And I think we also need to continue similar efforts in other fields for females. As I stated earlier, we're dealing with the same types of issues where it's cultural barricades that prevent people from pursuing the line of work that they want. And we want to eliminate that so that every individual, every family can do what works best for them. So thank you for watching my presentation. I hope as you go forward that you're able to share this information, and when you have a male nurse at the hospital, that it doesn't surprise you, and don't ask them, hey, when are you going to be a doctor? Because there's a good chance that they really do love what they do. Thank you.